Hi, good morning all. So yesterday we have completed the iterative control statements. So our new topic is cursors. Yep. In order to process SQL statements, Oracle will allocate an area memory known as context area. So why we use the cursor means to fetch the data faster from the database. PLSQL uses to store and execute SQL statements. The information retrieved from database which is available in context area is known as the active set. Cursor is a pointer which works on an active set. Cursor points one row at a time in context area. So cursor is a buffer area or context area which is used to process multiple records and also record by record process. It is not stored in the database. It is not reusable. Okay. Cursor will be for that program only. Whenever you are executing, automatically database will allocate some memory to that cursor and data, what are the queries in that cursor, so that data will be stored in the active set area. So to retrieve data faster. So we have two types of cursors. So one is implicit and another is explicit. Okay. So implicit cursor means SQL statements written a single record is called as a implicit cursor. So implicit cursor operations done by the system whenever DML operations are performed by user. So cursor operations open by the system, fetch or retrieve the records from the by the system, close by the system. It has a fixed name SQL. It gives the status of DML statements in PLSQL block. It will not support cursor operations. Implicit cursor will not support the cursor operations. It supports percentage open, percentage found, percentage not found, and percentage row count. So these are the cursor attributes which will support by this implicit cursors. These cursors will create a memory automatically to process single row queries. Sorry. The implicit cursors will create a memory automatically to process the single row queries. Oracle allocates memory, populates the data into that memory, and deallocates that memory when the task is completed. It also contains the predefined attributes in that memory to perform various tasks. That is SQL percentage found, SQL percentage not found, SQL percentage row count. Okay. Implicit cursor telling us that status of the last DML commands, whether it is successful or not. Whenever you are performing any DML operations, so it will tell the implicit cursor telling that status of the last DML command. Suppose for this example, we'll use the example declare LV underscore ename aircraft of 20. Begin select ename into LV underscore ename from EMP, where employee number is equals to 7369. DBMS output put underscore line of LV underscore ename. So then what will happen here? So here the select statement, it will go to the database and fetch the record based on this where class condition, and it will store into this local variable and display the output here. So implicit cursor, it will pass. Suppose if you pass the OU name and get the arg ID, so then you can use this from the HR operating units. Suppose if I want to use the OU name as the, that is vision operations, I am going to pass this variable and variable value, and I want to get the organization ID. So declare LV underscore OU name, HR operating units name percentage type. And LV underscore org ID, HR operating units dot organization ID percentage type. Begin LV underscore OU name assignment operator vision operations. So using that, this is whatever select into class. Okay, select into class from table name, that is called as the implicit cursor here. Select organization ID into LV underscore org ID from HR operating units where 1 is equals to 1 and name is equals to LV underscore OU name. Okay, based on this condition, so it will fetch the org ID and it will store into this local variable. And based on that local variable, I am using the DBMS output to print this. Here if you see, is the database, it will, this query automatically open the database and get the information and stored into the local variable. And once it is, task is completed, this memory area will be closed. Select into class, that is select into LV underscore org ID. This is memory will be cleared whenever the task is completed. For the allocation of this variable, memory is there, so that will be closed here. So implicit cursor means we will use the select into class only. Okay, declare LV underscore OU name HR operating units. Completed. So we have the implicit cursor attributes, that is percentage is open, percentage found, percentage not found, percentage row count attributes. So this will, percentage found is a Boolean attribute. It returns true if DML is success. If it returns false if the DML is fails. Percentage not found is Boolean attribute. This is also Boolean attribute. It returns true when the DML is failure. So percentage row count is the number, it returns the number of rows manipulated by the DML statement. So percentage open is a Boolean attribute. It evaluates the true if the cursor is open, else evaluate false. So these are the cursor attributes, PLSQL attributes: percentage open, percentage found, percentage not found, percentage row count. So type is Boolean. These three are Boolean type of, and row count is the number data type here. And output for this is either true or false. Boolean will verify the true or false only. Okay. So before these attributes, if you use the SQL percentage, that means SQL keyword, then it is called as the implicit cursor attributes. So any other keyword except the SQL, if any other word is there, so then it is called as a explicit cursor attributes. So percentage open, when cursor open, this is true. When cursor is closed, then it will be false. Percentage found means if any DML operation success, that is true. Any DML operation is failure, then it is fail only. That is false. Suppose then simple update I am doing begin, and then within the execution section I am updating one statement, that is update EMP1 set salary is equals to salary plus 2000, where employee number is equals to 790. DBMS output put underscore line of employee updated. So if I run this, what will happen? So it is saying the employee, this PLS school procedure successfully completed, but in the output employee updated message is coming. But whether it is really updated in the table, start from EMP1. Okay. So there is no data in this actually. This is where employee number is equals to 790. So there is no data, but still it is saying that is record is updated, employee updated. So that means this DML operation, whether it is success or not, we are not aware. Okay. Put into EMP1, select start from EMP. Okay. So now the data is there. So now execute again. I will execute this one. So now also employee updated message came. Yeah, procedure successfully completed. It is coming. But when you check this table, is there any data with this? There is no data. That means with that employee number, there is no data. So that means we are unable to find the DML statement status. So whatever, whether it is executed properly or not, so we are not aware. So how can we find that? Using the implicit cursor attributes, it is possible to know the status. So how will you know that? So simply you can include this begin update EMP1 set salary is equals to salary plus 1000, where employee number is equals to 790. If SQL percentage not found. Okay. So if SQL percentage not found, then DBMS output dot put underscore line unable to update the rows, no such employee exists. Else DBMS output dot put underscore line of SQL percentage row count employees are updated successfully. So commit I am not doing, but in the real time you can use the commit to after update you have to use the commit command to save the data permanently. So if statement and else and if. This is for the if syntax. And this is SQL percentage not found is the implicit cursor attribute we are using. Okay. So based on this SQL percentage not found, that means if this employee number exists, then it will update and it will give the updated successfully message. If this employee number does not exist, then it is unable to update the rows, no such employee exists. So now we'll execute this one. Now it is coming as a unable to update rows, no such employee exists. So that means in the table, along with the with that employee number, there is no record, so that it is giving error. Suppose if I say 7902. So if I execute this one, what will happen? So employees are this saying one employees are updated successfully. Okay, check the table 7902 here whether exist or not. record is exist. Salary is 4,000. Suppose again I will, one more time I will run this update query. So now check this table. Now it is 5,000 here. Okay. So there is the rollback command. Okay, SQL percentage not found we are using. So that based on this, whether the record is found, then it is updating. If the record is not present, then it is unable to update messages displaying. So how will use this? How many numbers it is updated means here we are using the SQL percentage raw count. That means here it is in the output. If you see 1 employees are updated, it is giving the message. Okay. Suppose we will use the one more example. Declare v underscore department number up to and assignment operator ampersand department number. In the runtime, we have to pass the department number. Begin update emp1 set salary is equals to salary plus 1,000, where department number is equals to v department number. So if SQL percentage is not found, then unable to update the rows, no such department exists. Else, DBMS output put on a line of SQL percentage row count employees are updated successfully. So before that, you can check that select a star from EMP1. So this is having the 5,02850, 2450. Okay. So I'll use the order by class. So now this is the department number 10, 2450, 1300, 5000. Okay. So what I will do, I will give the department number 10 while executing this one. So how it is going to update. So then it is giving the 3 employees are updated successfully. So now we can check this table again. Here, department number 10, 3 records are there, and this is updated with the 1,000, 3450, 2300, 6000. If you see old, so this 2450, 1300, 5000. After update, this is the 3450, 2300, 6000. So by using the cursor attributes, we are getting the status of the DML operations here and also row count here. So declare v DPT number begin delete from EMP1 where department number is equals to v department number. If SQL percentage row count greater than 3, then DBMS output underscore line of invalid operation cannot remove more than 3 employees. Okay. Rollback I am using. Else DBMS output underscore line of SQL percentage row count employees are removed. So that means I'm going to delete the records from this table, EMP1 table. So where based on the department number. So if it is trying to delete more than 3 records here, so what it will do? If SQL percentage row count greater than 3, that means once it delete statement is executing, so what will happen? It will take the count of this delete. So how many records it is deleted? So that count, if it is greater than 3, then what it will do? Immediately it will do the rollback here and going to display the message invalid operation. If it is less than 3, what it will do? It will come to else part and it will employees are removed. This count will be given here. Suppose if I am giving department number 30. So in that we have the 6 records are there. Okay. So here invalid operation cannot remove more than 3 employees. This is the message I am getting here. So why? Because department number 30 it is having the how many records? 6 records are there. So if you want you can print that statement also after deleting the you can use this DBMS statement. Number of records in equals the department number. So whatever the department number we are passing, the department V department number. You can mention here. After that, concatenate okay. Again, concatenate SQL percentage row count I am taking. So that means after deleting, so how many records it is got deleted, that count it is taking here and printing here. Okay, before this one, before this statement. So same thing I am giving. So number of records in 30 are 6. Invalid operation cannot delete the more than 3 records, 3 employees at a time. So like this you can use this SQL percentage row count. Suppose if I am giving department number 10, then it is having the number of records in this 3 only. So it is 3 employees are removed. If you want you can check this one. So that there is only department number 20 and 30 only. There is no department number 10 now. Okay. So it got deleted because it is having only 3 records. So it is deleted. If you try to execute it again, so what will happen? It will delete only particular. Suppose if I try to, I will roll back it. I'll use for the department number 20. Number of records in 20 are 5 records, invalid operation. So how we are getting this? Using the implicit cursor attributes. That is SQL percentage row count, we are getting the row count. And DML operations we are getting using this status of this DML operations. So how many records got affected? That is using this SQL percentage row count. So without using this, you cannot get to know the status of the DML operations. If you are not using this SQL percentage row counter or SQL percentage not found, what will happen? So you won't get the information whether it is updated or deleted properly. Okay. Implicit cursor holds only recently executed DML statements status, but not the previous DML statement status. Okay. So it will holds only the recent DML operation status only. So how will you use this row count? SQL percentage row count means you can declare some variables here, LV underscore ename, LV underscore salary. Begin select ename comma salary into LV underscore ename comma LV underscore salary from EMP, where employee number is equals to 7839. Number of rows processed, row count. So here number of rows processed is only 1 record. At a time it will hold only 1 record into the local variable when you are using the select into class. Suppose if I am not using this one, so what will happen? Immediately it will throw the error. Why? Because select ename comma salary into LV underscore ename, LV underscore salary from EMP means it will store the try to store enter 14 records, then it is giving the error. Okay, okay, here this is missing now. Now it will give you the exact error. The exact fetch returns more than the requested number of rows. That means the select into class will hold only one record at a time. For that, we have to provide the where class condition to get only one record into this select into class. Okay. So percentage found, percentage not found, percentage row count. How can we use this in the anonymous block? So declare LV underscore total count number begin update EMP1 set salary is equals to salary plus 200. Okay, checking the implicit cursor data using percentage not found attribute. If SQL percentage not found, then DBMS output dot put underscore line of none of the employee salaries are not updated. else if SQL percentage found, then getting the row count using the row percentage row count attribute. DBMS output put underscore line of records are updated successfully. LV underscore total count assignment operator SQL percentage row count. So this SQL percentage row count I am assigning to this local variable. That means the value which is comes here that will be stored into this LV underscore total count. After that, using DBMS output I am printing total number of employees are updated. So that count I am printing here. So when I execute this, you are getting the records are updated successfully. Total number of employees are updated 14. Okay. So if you want, you can check for every employee it got updated with the 200. Five thousand 200, 3050, 2650, 3175, 3200, 3200. So like this, it got updated. Okay. So using the implicit cursor attributes, you can get the status of the DML operations and also get the number of rows affected are executed using this percentage row count. So coming to explicit cursor, SQL statements written in multiple records is called as a explicit cursor. Okay. Explicit cursor operations are done by the user or developer. So you have to declare the cursor, open the cursor, and press the records from the cursor and close the cursor. So this has to be done by the user or the developer. In the explicit cursor, we have to declare the cursor. After that, in the execution section, we have to open the cursor, fetch the records from the cursor, and after our task is completed, we have to close the cursor. That has to be done by the user or developer. So in this declare means in declare section of the PLSQL block, we are defining the cursor using the syntax that is cursor name is select column name or select star from table name where class condition. Okay, it will be in the declare section. We have to define this one. Here we have to define cursor name, select column name or select star from the table name where class condition. Next we have to open the cursor. Whenever we are opening the cursor, then only Oracle server fetches the data from the table into cursor memory area, because whenever we are opening the cursor, then only select statements are executed. So that means in the execution section, we have to use the syntax open cursor name. So this will be in the executable section. So open cursor, that means it should be in the executable section only. You have to write this one. So next, fetch cursor, fetch records. Using the fetch statement, we are fetching the data from cursor into PLSQL variables. So that will be fetch cursor name into variable 1, variable 2, like that. So next we have to, after our task is completed, so then we have to close the cursor. When we are closing the cursor, all the resources allocated to that cursor memory automatically released. So whenever you are opening the cursor, so some memory will be allocated to that cursor. Once you are closing the cursor, then that memory will be cleared. For example, suppose we are writing the cursor, explicit cursor using this. Declare cursor C1 is select ename comma salary from EMP and variables I am defining. LV underscore ename, varchar 2, LV underscore salary, varchar 2 of 10. Begin. This is the executable section. Within this executable section, we are doing the cursor operations here. Open C1. This is our cursor name, open C1. Fetch C1 into LV underscore ename comma LV underscore salary. Okay. DBMS output put underscore line of LV underscore ename concatenate LV underscore salary. After that, close C1. So what will happen when I execute this one? So first it will open the cursor and it will read from the first record onwards. So it will be cursor in the reads data in the cursor is sequential order only. So that means whenever you are opening, automatically it is start from the first record only. Okay. So here what is happening? So cursor is opening and retrieving the first record here. So if I want all the 14 records, then I have to use in the loop. Then only it will come. Otherwise, what will happen? So it will fetch only first record at a time. Suppose I want second record. Then what I have to do? Then again, I have to write. Again, we have to write this. Fetch C1 into LV underscore ename. Then if you see, if you execute this one, what will happen? First record and second record it is fetched. Again, if you execute this second time also, same records it will fetch. Suppose third record I want, then I have to write one more fetch statement. Then it will print first, second, third records. Like that. So for every record you have to writing this fetch statement and DBMS output. It is not correct way of writing this. So only this is the cursor operation to show how it is going to fetch in the sequential order. For that purpose only I am writing like this, fetch C1 into LV underscore ename LV underscore salary. Otherwise, so if you use only one time, then it will every time it will get the first record only. Then you have to take the loop, and inside the loop you have to fetch the records here. So here what we are doing, cursor we are declaring and opening the cursor, fetching the data and closing the cursor. These four operations we have to do, either user or developer we have to do in the explicit cursor. And in the explicit cursor we